All right, well, let's get down to it. How about that fucking Super Bowl? Was that awesome or what? I'm speaking as a Patriots fan, by the way. I got to be honest. Like, if Peyton Manning won his second Super Bowl and then he had 2 and Brady had 3, then that stupid-ass debate is going to start again, which I have not heard since Peyton lost. Or I should say the Colts lost when they played the Saints, and I didn't want to fucking hear it. All right? And I love it. So all you Peyton Manning fans for all these years who've been telling me that fucking Peyton's better than Brady, look how many yards he had in fucking October. You know, it was a classic Peyton Manning stat yesterday is despite the fact that they got the living shit kicked out of him, he still set the record for most completions in a Super Bowl game, right? He completed 33 passes. 33 passes. So you got to be like, Jesus Christ, what did he throw for 500 yards? 400 at least. 33? You know what he threw for? 280 yards. That's less than 9 yards a catch. It was 8-point-something yards a catch. Dinking it, dunking down the damn field. And he got half those fucking yards in the end of the third quarter when Seattle went into like a fucking prevent, just gave him the middle of the field and gave him those 6 fucking points, which pissed me off. I wanted them to shut him out, right? It's embarrassing how much I root against Peyton because it's like it has nothing to do with the guy. I think he's a great fucking quarterback. I'm doing as I'm hating on Peyton is, if I can be, am I too white to use that expression? As I dislike Peyton Manning is it's really just all the sports fans that I've run into over the years who just, with Peyton Manning, it was always individual stats and then blaming everybody around him. The coaching, the defense, the running game, blah, 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 all that fucking crap. Give me a goddamn break. Give me a fucking break. Did you see that look on his face about 3/4 of the way through the first quarter? In my family, that is known as Peyton face, and that's when he starts pouting and he gets frustrated and he gets upset, and you can't have your fucking leader looking like that. Now, nobody on ESPN is going to say it. None of them are going to fucking say that shit because they fucking drop down at the stats god and suck its dick every day on fucking SportsCenter. They don't watch the game, all right? None of those people on ESPN are even human beings. They walk in as human beings. Right, and then something happens. They drill into their head and they stick a chip in there, and then they just become like these, you know. Like I don't even think like their lips should move. I think like their jaws should just open and close like one of those wooden puppets. You know, those ones that are dressed like those guards. They're in the Nutcrackers, right? That's what when they they should just be doing that shit. I can't even tell you, I had no idea how hard I was rooting for Seattle until the game fucking started because I thought, you know, as you guys all know, how much I hated that stupid 12th man. And, like, you know what would have been a great drinking game was how many times Joe Buck said, "It's really loud here," right? With the stupid sound-o-meter and all of that shit. And I actually got a lot of people on Twitter were giving me shit going, yeah, how dumb do you feel now? I never shit on Seattle. I never said they were a bad team. If you listen to my podcast, you dumb cunts, I said it was yours to lose. I bet on you guys to win it. But that doesn't change, and even your championship does not change that 12th man thing and everybody dressing up like characters and bringing fucking New Year's whistles to the goddamn game is not the dumbest thing that embarrassing ball washing thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. The 12th man stinks. You have nothing to do with the victory, despite what the players and the owners are going to say. They all make millions because of your dumbasses. That's why they're saying nice shit to you. All right? Jesus fucking Christ. Do you really think there's some running back in the other huddle as he's listening to the play going, I'd really like to execute this play the way we have all week in practice, but golly, is that crowd loud? But congratulations to the true fans of the Seattle Seahawks, the real ones, the ones who showed up when they sucked too, the ones who, when they got better, didn't go out and buy a bunch of shit and start dressing up like fucking a green Ben Franklin or whatever the fuck those people were doing in the stands. I got to ask you, be honest, Seattle Seahawks fans. Now that you actually have something to crow about, pun intended, now that you actually have a Super Bowl trophy, you guys are actually champions. You can actually sing, "We are the champions." Now, doesn't that loud thing seem a little fucking ridiculous? Didn't that just kind of seem like, that mother that can't admit that her kid's not talented? So they got to somehow come up with everybody gets a trophy. Everybody gets a ribbon. What you guys have created up there, I hope is over. Not as far as your run on championships. I'd never wish that against you. But as far as that loud horseshit, if Kansas City next year tries to break the record again, if that whole fucking thing starts, who is the loudest crowd? And I guarantee you it will. I can't say again. It wouldn't surprise me if it would. It is embarrassing. You have your Super Bowl trophy. For the love of fucking God, please stop looking each other in the street going 12th man. Okay? Was that really even a congratulations? I was losing my fucking mind watching that game. A lot of people, I guess, didn't like the game or whatever, thought it was boring. I fucking loved that game. That game was the biggest fucking beatdown. I'm trying to think if it was as bad. This is bad for Bronco fans. I'm not rubbing this in. This goes back to the Patriots Colts 10 fucking years ago when Brady had 3 rings and Peyton had none, and they were going, I'll tell you, but I know Brady's got the rings, but if I got to start a team, I got to build it around this guy. He's got all the intangibles, right? He's fucking losing every year in the first goddamn round. Anyways, but I hope you got, and I hope people who didn't give a fuck about the game, I hope you took my advice and you let the game go for 90 minutes. 90 minutes is the magic number. That is the magic number if you want to avoid everything and actually watch the game and be on the edge of your fucking seat, provided if it's a good game, is you let it go for 90 minutes. 90 minutes, you're hanging outside, you're drinking beers, you're doing whatever the fuck you're doing, hanging with 3-4 other people tops who are also into the game. All right, we come in, we sit down, and we just start. When everybody shut their phones off so we don't know anything, right? Press play, and then for the rest of the game, we didn't watch one commercial. We didn't have to sit through one challenge flag. Anytime anybody got hurt, we fast forward through it. We fast forward through the entire fucking halftime show. Didn't see any of it. All we saw was the game, and the second it ended, and the coaches were walking out, and they're going, all right, we'll go down to the field. We shut the fucking game off. Didn't watch 1 second on ESPN. Nothing. I'm guaranteeing you. Everybody there was going, that's one of the most enjoyable Super Bowl experiences I ever had. It was fucking great. Anytime they cut down to Pam Oliver or that other chick, you just fast forward. The whole fucking, it was tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. But anyways, let's talk about the fucking game. So anyways, the rest of the world is 90 minutes ahead of us, and we're still downstairs, out my backyard, smoking a pork shoulder, right? I made one of my famous apple pies. Lawhead's fucking killing it on my grill. You want to talk about losing your man card? I had another man come over my house and smoke a pork shoulder on my grill. I couldn't believe I woke up this morning, my wife was still next to me. Do you realize, in the South, I would legally be considered a homosexual if I did something like that.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Ever since, I'm telling you right now, ain't no man who likes himself a piece of pussy allows another man to come over and fucking smoke on his grill. Grilling, that's okay. Smoking, that's a whole other thing. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if not only if he's one of them homeo type sexuals, if he's also one of them terrorists. He's probably building a dirty bomb shaped like a dick. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I just, one of the keys to being successful in life is knowing what you suck at and then being able to find talent in that area and then delegating. That's what you do. But delegating, you have to be, you got to be careful, though. You can't delegate so much of your job that you're just sitting in your office twiddling your thumbs, because then you're fucking useless. There's a fine line between putting a team together and then just sitting in a fucking room like a goddamn mop. So I still made an apple pie. I put on an apron, took out some flour and some sugar. I don't give a fuck. I'm good at making desserts. All right? I don't know. It's embarrassing, but I like sweets. And my mom always made great pies. And when I moved out, I missed them. So I learned how to make them. Fucking sue me. Oh, Jesus. I can't even look myself in the mirror after this fucking podcast. What do you want from me, people? I'm flying blind here. All right? I don't have the internet. I'm doing a podcast without the internet. This is like a pilot flying at night without his instrument panel. Am I in a spin? Am I level with the horizon? I don't know. Am I going up? Am I going down? God, I wish I had a beverage so I could actually look at it to try to figure out which way I'm going. Isn't that what you do? You just put like a glass of water on the airplane's dashboard, and then you just use that as your fucking horizon? Come on, man. That's pretty ingenious for a comedian who has 0 hours up in the air. Anyway, so let's get back to the game. So the entire world is like 90 minutes ahead of us. And there's something cool about that, right? Like they all got on the spaceship and they went to a better planet, and we all sat back like, go fuck yourself. We're toughing it out here, gnawing on cigars and shit, pretending we know how to fight, right? So we go upstairs, and they finally be like, you guys want to watch the game? Yeah, let's fucking watch it. All right. So we go upstairs. We put it on. I fast forward get right to where, right before the kicker is going to kick the ball, and I hit pause. You guys ready? Everybody's like, yeah, we're ready. Let's go. Boom. Fucking kicks the ball off. Right? Broncos get the ball, and the very first play from scrimmage. All right? Peyton calls an audible. The fucking Manny Ramirez, who I thought, when you get kicked out of baseball, I didn't think that you could then just go play football. But once again, Jesus, what a fucking talent this man is. Manny, being Manny, hikes the ball over Peyton's fucking head into the goddamn end zone, whatever. The guy falls on it. They get his safety. Very first play from scrimmage. And I'm not going to lie to you. I literally put my hand over my mouth, and I was stunned. Absolutely stunned. Because, I'm not going to lie to you. You guys know what my prediction was last week. I thought that game was going to be a classic. I knew the AFC was weaker. I definitely kind of felt that Seattle 49ers might have been the Super Bowl, but it's fucking Peyton Manning. And I knew Seattle had a great defense and all that. I just thought it was going to be back and forth through the first half. This is what I thought. And I thought it would maybe one team or the other was going to be up by like 2-3 points, maybe 4 at the half. And then in the second half, I thought that the Broncos defense was going to cave and that Marshawn Lynch was going to fucking run all over them. That obviously did not happen. I think the Broncos went in there. Obviously, were like, all right, we got to stop Marshawn Lynch, and they did. They did, and they were like, that Wilson guy is not playing well. If we're going to get beat by our offense, it's going to be with that guy's fucking arm. And other than a couple overly excited throws, where he overthrew that guy right out there in the flat. Other than that, that kid fucking settled down and had the game of his life. I thought he made some great fucking throws. Had no picks, no fumbles, no nothing. He did not hurt the team. All he did was move it forward. He played a great fucking game. Dude, it was total 100% fucking domination. I mean, think about that. They had 2 field goals. They had a safety. They had a touchdown, offensive touchdown. I think it was a run, right? Yeah, Marshawn Lynch, that was a run. That's 20, 2 field goals, that's 6. How fucking annoying is this, me going through the whole game? That's 20 points. No, that isn't. Oh, here's the comedy. Me trying to add this up. Right, 3 and 3 is 6, plus 7 is 13, plus 2 is 15. They had a special teams kickoff return. That was fucking 22. What else did they? I don't fucking remember. They had a pick 6. That's 29 points. Then they scored another 14. I don't even fucking remember. And I'm telling you, I mean, I might be wrong, but they could have shut him out. They went into the prevent at the end of the third quarter, which was fucking brilliant. Just give up the middle of the field. Let them burn out the rest of this fucking quarter, and we're up. Even if they score a touchdown, we're still up by almost 30 points. There's no fucking way they're scoring 30 in the fourth quarter. It was over. I've never seen the starting quarterback get taken out of the game like, well, there's no sense risking you getting injured in a fucking Super Bowl. I'm trying to think, did they take Troy Aikman out that year when they won like 50-something to whatever against Buffalo, or did they take Joe Montana out in that 55-10 game? I don't think Jim McMahon came out when they beat the shit out of the Patriots, that 46-10 game. So this is what I'm doing during the game. This is how much of a psycho I am. Every time Seattle scored points, I stood up and I high-fived each person I was watching the game with. Every time I'd go, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady, as I was going around the fucking room. Look, I'm too dumb to follow politics. I'm not good at math. I don't understand science. So sports is all I have. So when I put on ESPN, it has been an absolute dream for me since 2010 to not listen to the who is better, Peyton or Tom Brady. And if he won yesterday, I was going to have to fucking listen to that again. So this is completely just selfish. Totally selfish. Because I didn't give a fuck about Seattle either. And there would have been nothing funnier than after all that screaming and yelling if they didn't win it. The whole fucking thing. I mean, I didn't give a fuck. It would have been hilarious. But the second the game started, like when Seattle started playing well, first I saw Peyton, right? And then there was the safety. And I was like, I was literally nervous at the beginning of the game going, oh my God, is he going to just carve up this fucking unbelievable defense? And then this argument's going to start again? I'm making this whole Super Bowl about me. I realize this. This is all I gave a shit about. And then Seattle started doing well, and I started seeing, Pete Carroll, very surprisingly, I don't think I saw him went, woo, the whole game. I don't think I saw him do that once. But I got it, and then I was looking at him like, fucking Pete Carroll. I don't want to see this guy win. Like, I was like this little gargoyle in the corner. Just sitting there like, is there any way both teams could lose so I could be satisfied as a sports fan? I was just like one of the biggest cunts that ever watched a fucking game. And then I just realized that it was more about, and not only that, Verzi picked the Broncos and I picked Seattle. And that's back-to-back years where Paul Verzi has been dead fucking wrong. And this is the thing about Paul. And this is why you should never, ever, and you can call in the Verzi effect if he has callers, and you can tell him I said this. Don't ever take gambling advice from that man. I'm not saying he's a good guy. I'm not saying he's not a stand-up guy. I'm not saying he's not a great husband and father. I'm not saying he's not a great comedian. I'm just talking about the gambling part of Paul Verzi's New Jersey brain via New York. All right? That fucking guy, he's never going to learn. That guy loves offense. It's a cliche at this point to say defense wins championships. Paul he can't hear it. Paul's like that guy that's had fucking 19 beers and you're trying to go, give me your keys, and he just will always think that he can drive. That's what he is. I hope he listens to this. When it comes to being a gambler, that fucking guy he's flash. He likes the flash. He likes pinky rings, offense, throw the bomb. That's his big thing. Air it out, scare the defense. He loves it. Waste a play. Just throw it 70 fucking yards. He is. He is a Times Square fucking kind of guy. He likes the lights. He loves the fucking offense. I, on the other hand, am a miserable, middle-aged Andy Rooney cunt. So I, of course, love defense. I love a 10-7 game. I love it. I love it when people sit there, it's so fucking boring. I absolutely love it. I love a pitcher's duel. I don't know why. I know why, because I'm the kind of guy that will watch a Super Bowl and root for both teams to lose. So anyways, congratulations. In all seriousness, congratulations to the fans of Seattle. That's got to be, it's great. You guys haven't fucking won a championship. When was it? Let's see, 77 was the Bullets. No, 77 was Portland. 78 was the Bullets. 79, I believe, was the Supersonics. The loudest fans. They are the loudest fans. Hey, Seattle Seahawks fans, do you ever think if you cheered that loud for the Sonics, they wouldn't have left? It's just never going to get old teasing them. They don't give a fuck. They have a championship parade. So now they're actually talking because they're so young. I mean, dude, that was seriously. I know I'm still breaking their balls just because it's fun. That was seriously I knew the AFC's weak, but I mean, they're only so weak. That was still Peyton Manning with one of the most prolific offenses in the history of the modern era. Fuck the whole game because the game has changed so much. But like, Jesus Christ. I mean, that game was over. And like, even I always say it's never over. It's never over. It's never over. It was fucking over. The fucking game was over. Joe Bartnick was sitting on my couch just he started laughing in the, when the guy ran the fucking ball back to start the second half. Because he's sitting there going like, what did he say? He said, Bill, he goes, I'm glad you have money on this game because if you didn't, I would be back outside drinking. And I start laughing. And then, and as we're doing that, we're fast forwarding through all the fucking, halftime show. And as he's saying that, I'm laughing. We hit pause, everybody, bathroom break. And then we hit play. They kick the ball off and the dude starts running back and Bartnick has this high-pitched laugh. I just hear him going, ah! The guy runs the fucking thing back. Dude, it was an absolute beat. I have to think that everybody in Washington, the state of Washington, has to have laryngitis. Like, especially if you watched the game and you didn't miss any commercials. You just watched it like a nerd. And just sat there like a good little fucking TV viewer and you watched the whole halftime show. I mean, everybody in the state of Washington has to have laryngitis. I'm trying to think. The only disappointment you had was that you didn't shut them out. And even then, it was just like they did that on purpose. They just gave up the middle of the field. Jesus, Bill, how many fucking times are you going to... We got it. They gave up the middle of the field, you cunt. Oh... who would have thought I'd be so fucking elated to see Pete Carroll win a championship? Oh, you know what? I haven't drank in 7 days. It's been a week, and I realize now that it is that basically I have to go, once I go 7 days and I get past something like going to a Super Bowl party and I don't drink, then at that point I can go a year. Like now I could go it's that first week where I haven't drank in 2 days, I haven't drank in 3 days, then I just think, well, if I drink I can start over again. I can easily go 4 days and beat my streak. Once I get 7 days in, now I got a hitting streak going, you know? I got the hot bat here. I don't want to end the streak. I don't want to start over again at 1. So I got through the Super Bowl, and it was brutal trying to get through it. Oh, man, we had such a fucking great time. And then in the end, right, because we were smoking this pork shoulder, and the last time we had the temperature too high, and by we, I mean Lawhead. This time, we/Lawhead had it lower, and it took a lot longer, which it was totally worth it. But we watched the game in like it took us 2 hours to watch the game. Just flew through the whole fucking thing. And then by the end of the game, the pork roast was ready, and the pork shoulder, I should say, was ready. And we just sat there and fucking chowed down, laughing that we missed all of the bullshit. And it was funny. Nia comes home and she's like, what'd you think of the game? We're like, yeah, we just finished it, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts talking about Bruno Mars and all that. We're like, yeah, we didn't see it. She's like, you didn't see it? Oh, my God, it was unbelievable. It's just like, no, we didn't see it. So then she goes and we recorded the game. She goes and she rewinds it. Or fast forwards, whatever the fuck she had to do to get to it. I guess rewind? Yeah, because we watched it. Yeah, and I hit stop. Yeah, so she had to rewind back there. And she goes to put it on. And Lawhead's sitting in my living room, and it comes on, and there's this creepy fucking singing of children. And they're like, they're backlit, so all you see is their silhouettes. And they're singing like, wahoo, hore, wah, that fucking Grinch music, whatever the fuck they were singing. Sort of holy, sort of creepy. That pedophile music. Oh, they're so innocent. Let's let them sing innocent, creepy fucking church music, right? And I look over at Lawhead and I go, hey, Jay, this is what we miss. And Jay was over in the corner and he just fucking looked up and he just made this face. He just goes, ugh. But I got to tell you, I actually watched, I watched it. Now that the game was over, I didn't give a fuck, and I actually really like Bruno Mars. I watched it. And, what a halftime show that was. That was a tremendous show. Came out with the D.W. Green Sparkle. Played a fucking drum solo. Oh, he was tremendous. What an entertainer. Did the James Brown dance. Chili Peppers came out with their shirts off. I fucking called that. I called it on Conan. I did Conan this week. I said Flea was going to catch a cold because he wasn't going to wear a shirt. And he should be the only one complaining about the weather. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. All right. You finally won. You fucking won the Super Bowl, and now I can't give you any more shit. Actually, I still will. Just stop doing that loudest crowd ever, right? You got the fucking trophy. You've been there now. Act like you've been there before. Do not disappoint me next year. You know it's coming next year. You know it is. There's going to be so many people dressed up like characters. You're going to make the Raider fans. I don't even know what the expression is. I don't know what happened. Jesus Christ. Whatever happened to that Raider fan base? That crushes me every time they pan to the end zone. Everybody's out there. Somebody dressed like Fred Flintstone. It's like, what are you doing?